Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call a firearm. This is the tool that black people are going to have to use in order to protect themselves. I'm sorry, but no amount of Allah, no amount of Jesus, and it doesn't matter how many pixie snowballs you decide to throw. Okay? Other races of men are not using religion in order to conquer you as a race, in order to oppress you as a people. Okay? They're using money and they're using firearms. Okay? So in order to challenge them, okay, and I'm not saying that firearms are pretty much everything, okay, because firearms do dictate what goes down. But if you're not talking about the money, because we live in a capitalistic society, if you're not talking about any of that shit, then the crime is a byproduct of a disenfranchised state. Okay? So if you have guns in the hands of people who are living in the conditions of poverty or whatnot, then the firearms can do harm as well. And as you see with this South Carolina, church shooting or whatnot, the firearms can potentially, end up in the wrong hands. So the thing is that you got to fight fire with fire. And you got to fight fire with the handgun or whatever, piece you got, okay? You would think with all these pimp preachers rolling around all over the damn place who own these churches, okay, that they would be the most pro-Second Amendment having people out there. And they probably are in their personal lives, But you would think that when it comes to the church, that they will tell their members up in the damn church and shit that they need to be pro-Second Amendment. Because, the preacher, the way how he sees it, the pastor or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? The people who are attending his church is his money. That is his bread and butter. All of these black women up in the damn church and shit, that is his bread and butter. Okay? So you would think that black people's simple solution to prevent any of this shit from going down again is being pro-Second Amendment. But even the pastors, it just seems like even the pastors are unaware of that shit. That you need to be pro-Second Amendment. They themselves are probably pro-Second Amendment, but they're not going to tell the members that they need to be pro-Second Amendment, because if they tell their members that they need to be, holding firearms and all this type of shit, and they need to protect themselves, and and it derails their whole concept of what the church is all about, which is leaving everything up to God. So this is what gets the job done. This is what stops motherfuckers in their path from doing any more harm to you. This is a P250 made by Sig Sauer. Okay. This is the older model because I believe it came out last year sometime. And they just came out with the P350. I'm sorry, the P320, which is the first striker fire pistol that Sig Sauer ever made. For the money, I think it was like $389 for $400 or whatnot. I mean, you can't get any better than this. It feels great in your hands. I mean, the trigger pull is smooth. The release is smooth, or the reset is smooth. It's a 9mm, holds about 15 rounds. I mean, this will get the job done. Black people are so concentrated on getting the guns out of black hands to the point where they're disarming, their law-abiding citizens. And by doing that, they leave all of the guns in the criminal's hand. Like they're gonna fucking follow the rules and shit. They're not gonna follow the rules. Because if they're hungry, they're trying to survive. And if they're trying to survive, they're gonna do anything in their way. You know, they're gonna do everything in their power to get what they need. So I say, man, with closing, you know, protect yourself. That's all I got.